Hi, everybody. I see Joel's here already. I don't think Mischief is going to make it because I think she might be asleep. She was needing a nap, y'all. Yeah, she was needing a nap after Marilyn's live earlier, and I kind of need one too, but I haven't done it yet. Oh God, I rewrote today's live. It's still about the same thing. We're still going to talk about Young Living, but I just thought it was awful boring. And I thought, I don't know, I need to add a little bit here, take a little bit away from there. And hey, Totally Jersey, good to see you. So, yeah, we're here. Um, y'all, I have already changed my mind a little bit. I will be going live tomorrow. Um, I know I said I wasn't going to. I was going to leave the day open because my dog, Hollis, my little he's a little poodle mix. He's adorable. A Maltese poodle, Maltipoo. Anyway, he's having surgery tomorrow. He's having he's having a bunch of teeth pulled because bless his heart. He's had great teeth his whole life, and he's about 10 years old, 11 years old now, and he's getting a little older, and just all of a sudden his teeth are getting bad, and it's got to where he will actually just like be sitting there and he'll just yelp like he's in horrible, horrible pain. Hey, Marilee, good to see you too. So, and he stinks. His breath is terrible. I'm talking about my dog, not my husband, in case you wondered. Um, so anyway, I'm just gonna, yeah, it was a live one. Yeah, the truth can be that way. Hey, poet, good to see you too. I'm good, just glad every time I see anybody, I'm always so glad to see you. Now, I do think that I'm going to be going live at about 10 a.m. versus my normal time slot in the evenings. And that is simply because about the time that I'm supposed to be going live is when I'm going to be rushing over to pick up my little dog after, after his surgery before the vet closes, and because he keeps them for a certain amount of hours after he keeps them for a certain amount of hours after he does any kind of surgery. And so I'm going to have to wait till, I mean, literally right as he's trying to lock the door up to be able to go get him back. And then I'm going to want to be with him. And he's just, oh my gosh. Yes. Poor puppy. Please do, y'all. Send good vibes. Thank you, poet. He's the sweetest little dog. I mean, he has got the biggest personality, and I wish that he would come on my lives with me, and just sit here and let y'all see his personality, let me talk to him and show you what he would do and stuff. But if I turn a camera on, like, they make noises that dogs hear that we don't hear. And if I turn something on, he is gone. He is hiding under the bed and or now Duke, the Australian Shepherd, he turns his back to me and looks at me like he'll turn around and glare at me like he's mad. So my dogs don't like. Now Poppy, I started saying my dogs don't like cameras, but Poppy, if she could, she'd be all posing because she thinks she's precious, which she is, but she also thinks she's beautiful, which she is. As beautiful as an English bulldog is going to be. So, I mean, she is a beautiful English bulldog, but you know what I mean. So, anyway, so I am going to go live tomorrow after I said I wasn't going to. And I'm going to tell some truths. I'm going to support some truths, and I'm going to tell some truths. And that might seem counterproductive to what I said yesterday, but I'm not going to try to attack anybody. I'm not going to try to destroy anybody. But I know some people are taking some heat right now, and I mean, for speaking up, and they really just don't deserve it. Oh yeah, you had an English bulldog. You and I are like the same person. I'm telling you. I love my English bulldog. I truly, truly, truly love her. She's the sweetest dog. She is precious. We've had her since she was just a baby, and I'm just anyway. Yeah, you'll be sleeping. I don't know. You better set it to an alarm, chick. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started with what I told Marilyn was going to be a snooze fest now compared to her live. You can't handle the truth. Yeah. Some people can't, right? So, anyway, I did name today young living, a wannabe cult or an MLL scheme. I spoiler alert, I just think it's a scheme. I don't think that they want to be a cult. I think that they behave culty, but I believe that just about all of those type of businesses do. So I was kind of like, I don't know. I mean, the woman that I more than one I found an interview with one woman and then I actually talked to a couple others personally. And so they used the word cult, so I did. So anyway, it wasn't for clicks. So anyway, but I'm gonna get started because I'm gonna get going before Mischief wakes up from her nap and comes on here and starts getting on me. I left her message while ago and goes, go to sleep. You might need it tomorrow. Uh, yeah, yeah. Poet, I on some of them I did too. I just joined for the discounts. That's a whole other story. I'm gonna tell my stories, not today, but I've been involved in a few. And I'm gonna tell, one or two at a time. I don't want to load you down on five or six or seven all at once. So, oh, your ex sister in law did that one too. Yeah, I've done a lot. You know that song that's like I've been everywhere, and then it starts naming off all these places they've been. I That's me with the MLM schemes. I've been I've been everywhere too. And I could just start boom, 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 boom. I was a sucker for a while there, but I wised up after time. Yes, lurkers, please like and subscribe. Absolutely. And I keep saying it and I'm actually gonna do it. That's what she gets on to me for, is saying something and then not doing it. Like saying I'm gonna leave and I don't, or saying I'm gonna start and I don't. So here we go. Like it or not. And yeah, I did write it mostly down because I'm still having that flare from my Hashimoto's, y'all. So oh yeah, Pampered Chef. I did cooking, which is a lot like Pampered Chef. And honestly, I don't have anything bad to say about cooking. That's the only one that I really don't have anything bad to say. Anything. I loved it, loved the product, loved the people, loved everything about it. So, anyway, so in my adult life, y'all, I have fallen into many get rich schemes. And to be honest, until I started this YouTube channel, I didn't really make the connection between those failed attempts at, MLMs and cults or culty behavior. And like I said in my little, I uh I don't think that this Young Living is a cult or even wants to be one, but I do believe that it, like a lot of others of those kind of businesses, do very, 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 very culty behaviors. And that's sad because in my experience, if they just went with their product, just was honest, a lot of times they've got really good product, but they kind of run it with their business model. My granddaughter says that some people have a sign over their head that says, "Lick me, I'm a sucker." That would have been me. Not lately. I mean, it's been, gosh, 10, maybe 15 years ago. Now I did briefly sell um Tupperware, but I was doing like Brian said, and strictly for I got on there and I said, listen, I want all this pink stuff. I want it all. And I can't afford it. So sign me up. I'm gonna use the discounts. I'll sell a little bit here and there, even if it's to myself. When the pink stuff is no longer available, I'll quit. Then next year when it rolls around and the pink stuff is back out or new pink stuff is back out, I'll sign up again and I'll do it all over again. And that's what I did. So I got a lot of pink Tupperware. Honestly, some of it's been sitting in the corner in my kitchen for a year. Well, a year and 2 months, basically. And I haven't even opened it yet. But it's gonna be so fun once I get everything kind of back to normal because my house has just been kind of turned upside down because Mark was doing all the cooking. So anyway, y'all don't care about all that. So anyway, I don't believe that these MLMs are like actual, necessarily religious cults. Although in my case, a lot of the companies did present themselves in a very, very wholesome. I can't figure out the word I want to use. I mean, it wasn't Christian because as it turns out, a lot of them were Mormons, but a very faith driven group. So I don't know. I don't remember them actually ever discussing religion, but enough so that I know they were Mormons. Yeah, cult adjacent. There you go. They're cult adjacent. Uh, yeah, Tupperware is actually a pretty good product, or at least it used to be. I believe it's good. And I believe a lot of these are good, but I also believe that a lot of them are scams. I mean, as far as how they, not the products, their business model, how they treat you. Yeah, Joel, I do most of the cooking. I have to. I don't like burn food. We have a lot of Tupperware, most gotten at auctions. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a lot of it too. I went kind of crazy for a while and was not going to use plastic anymore. So I bought like all these glass ones. And so I have all this glass stuff too. But then I just decided, okay, if I'm just using the same plastic things over and over and over and over and over for years, then I'm not adding to, the stockpiles in the trash heaps and stuff. And so I went back to using my Tupperware too. So, but I do try to not use, a lot of just the throwaway stuff. I try not to. And anyway, Mark, bless his heart, he literally has done most of the cooking. Like literally 95% of it for the last year and a half until just recently anyway, where I've kind of took it back over except for breakfast on the weekends. And anyway, I don't know where anything's at. I can't find it. So once I get my kitchen back completely under my control, because he kind of still thinks he's controlling it, then I'm gonna put that Tupperware up. But anyway, gosh, so see now if Mischief was here, I'd be in so much trouble. Oh Lord. What I was saying was I really did believe in each company, and they made me feel, oh, my nose. Like I belonged, like I was part of this huge group, that I was important. They would toss it out and reel me in, and I would be like, I'd start to get, disgusted, and they'd toss it out and reel me in. And I'm finding that that's a lot of what has went on. What in the world? There we go. My mouse was just like zooming across the. I don't know. And my mouse is like this big, y'all, on my laptop because I can't see. So I made it this great big pink thing. Hey, that's what she said. Don't worry, we haven't even hardly got started. I'm just rambling. Gosh. Oh, but I really did. They made me feel like that I was part of a group and everything. And I think that that is a lot of how they kind of reel people in. And I think that that's how they keep people. And I also think that that's how cults operate. Is that, at least in the beginning, they love bomb you and bring you in there and get you in there and get you, you know, so involved that you won't leave. And I just felt like, "Hey, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna help my family, and I can still stay home and make a living," and I had a husband at the time that every time I worked anywhere, if a man worked in the same place that I worked, after a while, he would get mad and start saying that I was sleeping with the guy. I mean, it didn't matter if he was like a teenager or an 80-year-old man, it didn't matter, and I'll tell you, I was not touching anybody, okay? There was nothing was going on, but, yeah, it was a mess. It was an absolute mess, and so I thought, "Fine." I was like, "Fine, asshole." You wanna accuse me of, like, of sleeping with everybody? I'll sit my ass home and work. I'll go, do book sales where you just a catalog sale. You don't even have to go do parties, although I did some of those once or twice or a couple thousand times, but anyway, I think that they do use this whole thing of that you can be there for your family. Yeah, he was unpleasant. Very, very unpleasant, Brian. And, notice he's the ex. It took me 7 years to figure that out, but yeah, I figured out it wasn't me after all, it was him. But, anyway, so I don't know how they lure in the people that don't have families that they can't be like, "Oh, you can stay home with your kids," but that's how they got me. Yeah, unpleasant people suck. But anyway, they got me hook, line, and sinker a few times. Anyway, so until I did this spiral down the young living rabbit hole, I was completely clueless that the essential market or the essential oil market was expected to reach $25 billion last year. I mean, billion with a B. That's a lot of money for oil, for little bitty bottles of oil. I buy great big ones on Amazon and I'm probably feeding the market, but I'm not doing it to a MLM or a cult. Uh, anyway, so this is a company that I had heard of, but and I had been I don't know what the word would be for it, but people had made multiple attempts to recruit me. And I never did it. I don't even remember why. I just was like, nah, I don't want to do it. I don't care. But what was really weird is they never tried to sell me anything. They only tried to recruit me. So I just thought that I don't know. It felt weird. And I think that's why I didn't do it. Was because they literally never tried to sell me anything. Just recruit. And no, my mind just went blank. I'm sorry. Blame it on the Hashimoto's/chemo brain. So y'all, Young Living is no small town, little, family run business. It's literally a global operation. They have a network of farms, including but not limited to a sandalwood restoration project in Hawaii and an Arabian frankincense distillery in Oman, and there's way more. The company is based in Lehi or Lehi, I don't know how they pronounce that, in uh, Utah, but it is a global company and it is really growing, really growing. But come to find out, it's been built not on their essential oils, but on the backs of the people that, their members, the ones that join and think they're gonna make a living for their family. And I don't like that. If it wasn't for that part, I wouldn't be doing this. Because I don't believe in just tearing down every business that comes along. We need businesses. And like I said, a lot of times the products are good. But what truly bothers me is the fact that they don't try to sell the product. They just try to recruit, and apparently, that was not just something that was done with me. It wasn't like people knew, "Oh, well, she'll do it. she'll fall Mikey'll eat it. Mikey likes that," or, "Ugh, Mikey'll eat it. Susie'll do it." No, mm-mm. So, yeah. Does anybody else find it odd that all these MLMs or not all, but a huge amount of them are in Utah? So, I don't know, is that something I don't know anything about the Mormons. I mean, do they I don't know, do they do they, promote you going out and starting these things? Or, I don't know what they do. I mean, it's just odd to me that in one small state, you know, there's just so many of these that are there. I think seriously all but maybe 1 or 2 out of probably about 7 or 8 that I've actually been a part of at some point in my life were in Utah. So, anyway, according to Young Living, they are a therapeutic grade essential oil and all an oil-based cosmetics company. I tried the products, and from what I could tell, in a single use, y'all, because they're like, when I'm like, "Well, you're trying to get me to join this, why don't you?" I haven't even smelled them, and they might all smell like dog piss or something for all I know, or cat piss for all I know. And so I was just like, I'm not gonna do anything till I know it works. And so they would let me, dab a little or something, smell it or put a little here or there or whatever. And I mean, it it smelled fine. It looked and smelled like all the other essential oils that I've looked into and that I now use and that are way cheaper. So, I don't know. It did seem like, it didn't feel like straight up water, let's put it that way. I've had worse, but I've had better as far as the smell. But their mission statement, y'all, it claims that they have a mission to help consumers across the globe to elevate their spirit, support healthy habits, achieve life wellness, and create lasting abundance. And the thing is, if these MLM companies would mean what they say, they could really be great. They could really, really be great for consumers and for the people out there selling their products. But every MLM I was ever involved with in had quality product, as I've already said. Racy, what are you doing? That I was proud to own and that I was proud to share with other people. I mean, we're not talking about, your Dollar Tree stuff. We're not talking about I mean, y'all, I'm not gonna insult Temu because I like them. I mean, I've got a lot of Temu stuff, it's great. But there's also some Temu stuff that's crappy. And this was, these MLM companies were not Temu. So, Janet from another planet, she's making 6 figures. Wow. Not very heard of. Yeah, she has a marketing background. Yeah, she might have got in at a time whenever they could really make a living because it's something else. But anyway, if these companies operate in ways that reflect their promises, it would be awesome, but they don't. And some, obviously, as Janet has said, do have success. I had success, not 6 figure success, but I did have, I did, hey, George, I did have success in a couple of different MLMs that I was in. And I don't really have like a horror story as to why I got out, other than after a while, I just kind of got bored, and so I just kind of quit, or I went in a different direction in life. I started back to school. I opened my beauty shop. I started the newspaper. I did all these things. And so, for the most part, no big horror stories, just like, a clear vision now of what was really going on. So Most of the time, y'all, just like with cults, the only people that are really, really, really doing well and at the top of the pyramid are the ones in control. Okay. It's not, you know, Julie down the street that's trying to support, trying to help her husband um support their 3 kids. I mean, it's not those. It's the ones that got in early and, really lucked out. That's what I'm gonna say. But, I don't have a real bad impression about any of the products that I sold. I don't feel guilty for selling the products to people that I sold the products to. What I feel guilty about is the people I recruited into the businesses that ended up losing money. And my mom, I recruited my mom. She was smarter than me. She didn't get as involved. She literally did it because she liked the product and just wanted the discounts and kind of to have fun, have something to kind of do, and keep her busy after she retired. And so I don't feel horrible that I recruited her, but I always have felt bad that I recruited my own mom into something that, now I think is kind of not great. And all the other people, because I recruited a lot. I had quite the downline. I really, really did. Okay, so there are people out there who are saying enough about this. Julie O'Shaughnessy has filed a lawsuit, and she's proposed for it to be a class action lawsuit, y'all, against living or Young Living, and she's from Texas. And she's gaining momentum, so we're gonna see how that goes. I'm gonna check back with it. I have not found a conclusion yet, but I will be looking into it. I'm always trying to find conclusions to stuff because people make a big deal and report things when it happens, but then whenever it's over, you don't really hear much. You have to really dig. And so I'm thinking I'm gonna actually contact her herself and and try to talk to her. Maybe I'll bring her on if she's willing. Anyway, she says that the 30-year-old company that brings in more than $1 billion annually is not only a pyramid scheme, but she says that its leadership is very culty. While Young Living claims that they are a company that creates abundance, for example, in financial rewards, but O'Shaughnessy maintains that it's nothing more than a cult. She is adamant, y'all, that it is a cult and that they are falsely peddling the ever elusive promise of financial success. I can believe that part. Yeah, I wondered about that. And like I'm saying, I'm not saying that they're a cult. I'm saying that she's saying they're a cult and she's saying that they have very culty behaviors. I don't think it's a cult. I think it's a scheme. I really do. I think it's a scheme. So, anyway, one thing that disturbs me about Young Living is their literal business model. Every MLL I was ever involved with, for all that was wrong with them, y'all, the one good thing was always their product. I believed in the product. I would still be a customer. I've looked them up and looked at catalogs to several different ones and thought about buying something. But you're not a Mormon. That's if you were, I wouldn't care. But, I don't happen to know, like, any Mormons to ask them, "Is this normal?" Why is there so many of these companies in Utah? So, anyway, um, again, it's the business model, not the product. But with Young Living, the product takes a back seat to recruiting. I have never seen that. when you're in this kind of a business that the actual product was so unimportant. It's just weird. I mean, selling product was always pretty encouraged with everything that I ever did. I mean, yeah, recruiting, of course, but I mean, they wanted you to make sales. They maybe they were the greedy ones, right? They didn't just want you to get more people involved. They wanted you to sell, 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 and recruit. But it seems to be all that matters to this one from what I've experienced and also what this O'Shaughnessy lady is claiming. So how it works, okay? I'm going to use Mischief since she's not here. So how it works is say Mischief Manage tells me about this product, okay? And I decide to join. I would then buy a kit from Mischief, okay? Now, in most cases you buy it from the company, but in this case, Mischief has to have stuff on hand to sell you to in order to recruit you. So the kits range from $100 for a base, just a basic kit, to $260 for a premium kit. Well, of course, Mischief's going to try to sell me the premium kit, right? Because I mean, she's got more invested in that one, so she's going to want to move it, and it's going to make her more commission because she does make a commission on that if she does these I'll be to that part in a minute. There's some things she has to do in order to get the commission on that. Otherwise, like if she buys it, let's just say she buys it for $260 and she wants to, she's not going to be able to recoup money or she gets it at wholesale. So she buys it for a little bit less and she can sell it for, up to $260. But that's what she's going to make. So if she makes 10 bucks, 30 bucks, 100 bucks, that's all she's going to make on that. So, and then she also gets $25 for having recruited me. Well, that's the part they brag about. You can sell them the kit. You can make up the difference of what you paid for the stuff because you're going to get to do it for wholesale and then you can charge them the full price. We're not going to compete with you and sell these kits. If it's somebody you're recruiting, then you sell them the kit. That's how it works. And then you get $25 for each person that you recruited. So, you know, So she recruits me into there, and then me and Mischief get to both be independently wealthy, right? No. I mean, y'all, except for the small amount from the sale of the kit, that's it. That and the $25 is all that she gets for each person that she recruits. Now, remember, she's not selling product, she's just recruiting people. I mean, they do get the products at wholesale. But how many recruits would it take to even equal a minimum wage job at that rate? At however much they make between, wholesale and retail on a kit plus $25. I mean, think about that. How many people would they have to suck in weekly just to equal a part-time job or a, you know, minimum wage job? It's kind of crazy. This one really, really just burnt me on it because I was just like, man, you all suck as far as how you take care of your people. But wait, oh, you want to make commission? Well, we've got a plan for you. Just join the Essential Rewards program and pay their monthly fee And according to O'Shaughnessy, that monthly fee is an ever-growing amount of product that you have to buy from them. That's what you do. You don't pay like a membership fee, you buy product. And all of that so that you can earn a very small commission on if you do happen to sell some product. But you're so busy trying to find people to to join who has time to, uh, to sell. Yeah, you have to make 6 a day. Yeah. Ugh. That, however, this whole business model, y'all, seems to be in a direct violation of the Federal Trade Commission, the 70-30 rule, which requires MLM members sell 70% of their individual monthly inventory before being required to buy more product in order to get a commission. So, I mean, you can buy all the products you want as long as they're not requiring you to do it. But this is required. In order to make a commission, you have to do this. Like if they said you have to buy $100 a month in product, then you'd have to buy $100 in product to get commission on anything you did sell, including whatever difference you're making up on your kits that you're selling. So, but if they said $500 a month, then it's $500 a month. It's theirs. It's at their discretion. So, yeah, you usually become your own best customer. Absolutely. There was many times that I had parties for people, and they wouldn't reach where they needed in order for me to get a commission or for them to get any free product or whatever they were going for. And so I would make up the difference, or I would, go find somebody else that wanted to order something and lump it onto to that party or something. And I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess I don't really regret all of it because I got some great stuff, y'all. But and not just Tupperware. But, it's just kind of icky, when you get down to it. It does sound pretty culty. It's just different. Like, it's not culty as in, like, a religious cult or whatever. There's all these different kinds of an unaliving yourself cult, there's all these different kinds of cults, and it's not like that, but it does just kind of, ugh. So anyway, O'Shaughnessy also claims that there is no way that a person can achieve the success the company intentionally falsely claims. In fact, she said that based on Young Living's own public disclosures, 94% of members earn an average of $1 a month in sales commission. Okay. So even after buying this product, this whatever amount of products that they tell them they have to buy monthly in order to get a commission, they're only earning like $1 because they're so busy being pushed to recruit, 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 recruit that they don't have time to sell. And they honestly, the ones that have come to me, and there's been, I can't remember if it's 3 or 4. I also know a couple that sold it that they never really asked me. I knew they sold it, but they kind of steered clear of it with me. And so I've known about 5 or 6 people that were selling it, 3 or 4 maybe, that tried to recruit me. So anyway, she also says that more than half of the members don't earn any commission at all. Now that might be a half that is, um, or mostly that's not paying that, for their little program and having to buy all that extra. Maybe they are just doing it for the discounts, and maybe they don't have any intention of getting rich quick. But I'm just saying that this is the numbers on it. O'Shaughnessy also claims that there are violations of the Racketeer Influence Corrupt Organization Act, mail fraud, and conspiracy. And I'm telling you guys, if the court finds in favor of O'Shaughnessy in this group that she's trying to get together, that could really, really potentially set a precedent for all of these MLMs. And, it would probably not work out very good in this one's favor at all. A rep for Young Living said, and this is long, so I am definitely going to read it off. I don't want to mess it up. So it's long, not that long, but anyway, it's not like we object. It's not like that. It's like there's a lot said. So this rep for the Young Living said, "We vigorously deny the allegations and will defend our company against the erroneous claims. Young Living is committed to maintaining the highest level of integrity and business ethics. So all allegations of this nature are very concerning to us. Our business model supports the entrepreneurial efforts of those who choose to go beyond product utilization by beginning a business." It's still gonna go on, but I got hello, I wanna say something. Yeah, they go beyond product utilization. Oh my god. Well, the people that we're supporting and that are in our business, they don't depend on the product. Good lord. I mean, basically, is this rep working for or against this company? Because so far, everything that she has said tracks. Ugh. Anyway, the most common method for customers to purchase Young Living products is through a membership rather than as a retail customer, since members can purchase product at wholesale prices. Many, if not most, Young Living members only buy product and do not sell and do not enroll others. Yeah, so basically, legal jargon that they all say. As such, they don't receive commissions from Young Living. Well, no, they don't. Which is exactly what she said. I mean, what is this? Well, there's that girl that says what she said. Her name is, yeah, that's what she said. That's what she said. I could not find if Young Living is Mormon owned. I'm gonna look into it further. That's gonna be partially on part 2. I haven't found that part yet because, oh my goodness, weeding through all the information I did find, just trying to get this part. Anyway, so according to my sources of former members, because I went back and talked to the ones that tried to recruit me, the company uses continued promises of your time is coming. You just have to work harder. You just have to dig deeper. Yes, it's expensive to buy this product, but it's going to pay off in the future, the very near future. It's going to pay off. So, and if as if it wasn't bad enough, since the person that recruited you isn't getting anything for having done it after that initial $25, they're not what you would normally think of as an upline. So they're not the ones that are telling you this. It's people higher in the business that are telling you this. So it's done in such a way that, like where I was at, it makes you feel like you're important because somebody in the, upper management is contacting you. So, it's all used against you to keep you going and to keep you recruiting other people. If you don't recruit anybody, it didn't cost them anything. They don't have anything in the fight, right? And so, they're not even out product because you're not selling it. They're just selling it to you. Yeah. Looks like the guy that runs it is Mormon, but it doesn't seem to be a direct link. Yeah. Yeah. And all the while that they're, pumping you up and telling you how great it is, you're alienating your friends and family because you are constantly trying to recruit them. So, I mean, is it any wonder that some people just eventually say enough? I mean, they just cut their losses and move on. And when you do that, it's your failure, not the company's. That's your failure. It's sad. It's sad to see you go, but you just didn't have what it took. But that whole hot mess is the literal tip of the iceberg or the tip of the pyramid, as it were. Some sellers are actually actually making false claims that Young Living essential oils are tested and shown to be effective against not only the coronavirus but cancer. And I literally had that cancer word thrown out to me because everybody knew whenever I got breast cancer, I think it was the second time. And so I know some have used it because they used it on me. This will help your cancer. This has been tested and shown to have an effect on cancer. Well, the thing is, it it has an effect on some of the side effects of chemo, as do all essential oils, not just this one. I don't even know if this one does, but I do know that you know, essential oils can help. They don't help everybody, but they can help some people. And of course, the company, oh, we didn't tell them to say that. Well, where did they come up with it? And why are all these people saying that other members in the company, higher up in the company, told them to say that? Because it would recruit people to specifically go after people with cancer to recruit them. Yeah, no, it wasn't happening. But then, y'all, I found a report in Business Insider that claims to differ of it has a very differing opinion of than what the company has. They claim that the marketing company has a history of making unsupported medical claims, okay? And that they have even received warnings as recently as 2014 from the Food and Drug Administration. The insider found that members dispensed medical advice without this, I'm quoting them, that they dispensed medical advice without specific basis and even placed themselves at risk following that advice that they were dispensing. Again, even my sources are telling me that they did it on advice from people in the higher up in the company. Of course, Young Living, that rep again, told Business Insider that they are determined to prevent misleading claims by members. Sure, you are. But also, y'all, for some, Young Living's oils have caused serious harm from rashes, burns, and even medically induced coma. That's going to be part two. In part two, we're going to, of this investigation, that we will review some serious concerns with the use of specifically Young Living essential oils, specifically theirs. Okay. And as I said, I have personally been approached by Young Living members, and more than once I was told that this particular oil fights cancer. And while I was permitted to smell the product and I put a little bit on my hand, I was never approached to buy it, only to join. And it just, I don't know. I think that just kind of hit me wrong. I mean, they made zero attempt to sell. I know I keep harping on this, but it's a company selling a product and they made zero attempt to sell me anything. Merrily, if you believe the claims, I would be happy to sell you an e-meter. Yes, they give honest salespeople a bad name. Absolutely. Absolutely. Snake oil salesmen piss me off. Me too, Brian. So, I do remain a firm believer in essential oils. I know that they don't help with everything. I know that they don't necessarily help with everyone, but I do use them. But I have not and will not use this particular product. I do have a list of oils that according to not of brands, but I have a list of different essential oils that according to Arizona Oncology do help alleviate cancer or more said chemo side effects. Again, no specific companies. I'm not selling for anybody. I don't have a dog in this fight, but I do, you know, I do think that it's worth noting that it's kinda sad because I think that they may have a bad product. It might be the one that I'm finding out of all these others that actually has a bad product, and or at least not near as good as what they'd like you to believe. But, anyway, I just there are good essential oils out there, and I'll tell you what I do. I go on Amazon, and I go look at what I want, and I go by the reviews. I look at reviews, and I try to figure out what I think is gonna work the best, and I buy the smallest amount I can, and I try it, and if it works, then I go back and buy more. If it doesn't work for me, I mark it off the list and I try something else, or after a while, if one specific oil, one specific kind of oil, like if peppermint oil didn't work for me, I would quit trying to get peppermint oil and try to find another one that worked for me, but peppermint oil is like that's I'm all about it. If you could smell my house right now, you'd know. Susie loves peppermint oil. I use it to clean with. I use it to keep rid of spiders and ants and mice and everything. So, peppermint oil is the one that, I'm never gonna have anything bad to say about. But I'm just gonna go through a short list. We are almost done. And then I am going to probably go over the hour, but she's not here, so she can't do anything about it. So, anyway, so y'all, lavender, okay? It's used to relieve stress, improve sleep, reduce inflammation, yeah, and depression. I use lavender oil all the time. One time, my grandson, he was little, like a little baby, and he was having himself a fit. He had some gas problems. He was like in pain and teething and all this stuff, right? And he was just like screaming and unhappy. And I literally gave the little munchkin a bath, and then I rubbed the Johnson and Johnson lavender scented, it's got, essential oils in it, and I used the lavender lotion on him, and I massaged it into his little body, and before I was finished, within literally less than 5 minutes, this baby was asleep and slept literally like 8 hours, and he had not been sleeping more than a couple hours at a time, and then he pooped. Now, I don't know if that had anything to do with the lavender. I think it might have had to do with him relaxing. So, anyway, I use lavender a lot. I've even got Mark he doesn't care for the smell, but he's starting to see that it does help with stuff. Yeah, poor kid. He was so little, like, 6, 7 months old. So anyway, lavender, y'all. Okay, eucalyptus used to invigorate you, reduce fever, fight migraines, and fight bacterial infections. I use eucalyptus in my shower. Most of the time, it's if I am very congested or if I have a migraine. And if I can catch it, like if I feel it coming on and I can go get in the shower with my eucalyptus, I have some I hang in the shower. I also have, soaps and shampoos and all that have the oil in it. And that's when I use it, is if I'm starting to have a migraine. And it is literally it's the only thing that's ever really helped me. And so that's what I do. So eucalyptus is one I approve of. Okay, so then geranium. I've never tried this one. I think I just got turned off of it because I think it stinks. I think the plant and the flower and everything is stinky. But it says that it promotes sleep, it eases anxiety, and reduces depression. So if geranium is something that you thought might, you know, yes, menthol and eucalyptus when you have a cold, yeah. I also saw, I missed it now. I can't find it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, inappropriate heifer uses lavender. I also saw something else. Anyway, we'll get there because it'll come back. Okay, after geranium, we have tea tree or melaleuca. It is made to ease pain, reduce inflammation, and fight bacteria. I love this one. And I'll tell you, Mark, he gets like a really scaly, red, itchy, yuck, like sores kind of on his head, on his scalp. And so I started using the tea tree oil, the shampoos, um, having him do that when he would shower, and he doesn't hardly have it anymore. Now, when we first got together, it was on his face, it was everywhere, it was horrible, and it is not there now. It has went away, and I mean, did something just quit irritating him? Maybe. Funny though that it went away right after I bought him and made him start using that shampoo. So, yeah, I am big on tea tree oil or melaleuca. Absolutely. Another one, lemon. It's for pain relief, anxiety, nausea, and vomiting. I I use this one to this day. I started using it with chemo the first time, and I use it to this day. If I am nauseated or vomiting, I will, if I don't have like any kind of, like an essential oil or something, I will actually just slice open a lemon and just like smell of it and just, sit there and just smell of it. And it really helps. You can put it in your tea. I don't like it in my tea. So I don't do that, but you can put it in a tea, you can put it in water. And it really, really, really helps. I think that anybody could get a benefit from lemon. Now, chamomile, it promotes sleep, soothes pretty much everything, soothes just about everything from your mood to rashes, etc. It's in so many things. I just happen to be very allergic to it, and I break out in hives from head to toe, so I don't use it. So I can't give you any advice on that one, but I do know that a lot of people have great success with chamomile. Bergamot, it reduces swelling, or I'm sorry, reduces stress, anxiety, and fatigue. I've never used that one either, but I'm interested and I'm thinking about buying some. Okay, peppermint. It's used to boost energy, enhance alertness, fight fever, nausea, vomiting, and other digestive issues. It also will kill bugs, like any kind of, like, ants, or I don't know. It says it'll kill roaches, I don't know. But, I mean, spiders, I mean, it'll kill them. It's not immediate, but they kinda, you spray some around or put some around, and pretty soon they're like, you know? And so, anyway, but yeah, I y'all would laugh because 'cause I'm serious. My husband thinks it's hilarious because they got me to doing these, those things, those little tubes that you can sniff. It's like a Vicks thing that you can smell of them when you got a cold or something like that. Well, they have them. They sell them for chemo relief on Amazon. And so I started using them, but I didn't do it until this last time that I was having chemo because, I mean, I had it a year and a half, y'all, weekly and then daily. But, so anyway, I was so nauseated so much of the time that I bought some of those. And so, like, I am constantly at the first sign of anything, like, if there's something that stinks in the room, the little deal comes out. My purse has got all kinds of peppermint oil stuff in it at all times. Aw, Doug, I'm glad you're here. I'm sorry that you've been sick, though. I hope that you're feeling better. I really do. So, but y'all, if I didn't use anything else, I would use peppermint oil. So, okay, the next one. Oh, close second. Close second, y'all. Ginger. It stimulates your appetite, eases nausea and vomiting and bowel problems. Absolutely. I found some ginger gum and it was actually I'll have to find it. I've got some here. Um it was actually the one that was for chemo patients. It's not just your average ginger gum. I didn't like it. I tried it. I didn't like it at all. And it's kind of pricey, but you use it, when you need it. You don't, you know, it's addicting, so you wanna just chew that gum all the damn time, but you gotta just chew it when you need it, because you can't afford to chew it like you would, Wrigley Spearmint or or Peppermint or whatever. It's expensive. I mean, not bad, but you know what I mean. But anyway, so when I had chemo, I didn't wanna eat. I was always nauseous. I've never vomited with chemo, but it was a miracle. It's because I'm not one that normally does that. But I was nauseated a lot and I didn't wanna eat. And so my doctor, my oncologist said, "Try ginger." So I bought this gum and I started chewing. It's got essential oils in it. And I started chewing this gum before it was time for me to eat something. And I would eat and I didn't feel sick. And so, again, even now after chemo, when I get a little stomach bug or I do anything, I am all over the ginger and the peppermint. Those 2, I don't know what I'd do without them. I don't know how I did without them. So, if you all do any essential oils, if you have problems with nausea or anything, try peppermint, try lemon, try ginger. So, anyway, next, cedarwood. It says it promotes relaxation and reduces stress. Again, I've never personally used it. I don't like the smell, but hey, if it works for somebody, good. Frankincense reduces inflammation and pain, boosts immunity, soothes skin irritations, fights infections, and lessens anxiety. Now, I will tell you, I was told I have problems with my lymph nodes because they took so many out with some of my surgeries. And so I have problems with lymphedema. So anyway, I was told to rub frankincense behind my ears because this is a good place for, lymph nodes and anywhere else behind the knees, in the armpits, places where your lymph nodes are. And I was told, not by my doctor, but by another patient, that it helped her lymphedema and it helps mine too. And if my legs swell, I will put frankincense in just a lotion, just mix them together and rub it all over my legs and everything like that. And it does help with the inflammation. And so I don't know. I'm not trying to dispense medical advice. I'm trying to dispense some life lessons that it took me a long time. So anyway. Oh, Joel, I might have to start calling you mischief 2.0 or something. I'm wrapping it up. I got like just a little bit left right here. So, okay. And I'm going to stop there for the day. That's what it said. I'm going to stop there for the day. I do encourage you to use good quality essential oils, but please y'all avoid getting involved in supporting this MLL company. And it's just like all the ones that I was set up in, even the ones that had good products, they were set up to make money for the ones that are higher up. And they use you and me and all of us little peons to do that. And that I don't like it when people do that. So I also have found, y'all, before I go, that this company has some very serious medical complaints. And we're going to dive into that in part 2. And I believe that's going to be on Wednesday. But let me leave you with this. My opinion on all these MLMs and their claims of you're going to get rich quick. The only stay-at-home moms truly getting rich quick have done it the oldest way, the very most old-fashioned way in history, y'all, if you know what I mean. For those of you that don't know what I mean, inherit it, y'all. What were you thinking? I was talking about inheritance. So, anyway, I'm gonna go. I've got to work on tomorrow's live since I'm gonna go early, and I got to get that done. And I am afraid that Mischief is gonna check in on me and be mad. She's not near the little turd that I make her out to be. She's adorable and sweet and kind, but she does get on my ass when I run late. So, yeah, ginger tea will absolutely help with nausea if you're having a problem there, or toilet issues, y'all. I love Mischief Manage too. I absolutely adore her. She's my best friend. Her and Marilyn is a dear friend too. I've got several very, 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 very close friends from this channel, and I love it. So before I make everybody mad at me, I'm gonna go and work on the live for tomorrow that really might. Hey, Evie, good to see you too. I will see all of you, I hope, tomorrow. I think I'm going to go live about 10 a.m. so that I can pick up my little Hollis and love on him after his surgery. So then I'll be back to my normal 10 a.m. is Central Time, y'all. But after that, I should be back to my normal time. Yeah, that's what she said. There is a video somewhere in my past lives that talks about my entire journey, and I'll probably revisit it a little bit coming up because it's pretty important and crazy. I've been fighting this for 13 years. I'm about as high up on the scale of as a my mind just went blank. I'm a 3 out of 4, and and I think I'm probably I think I'm probably a 4. My doctor just every time I ask her, she goes, "I'm not ready to go there. Stage 4." I'm stage 3. 3B, she called it. So anyway, she just says she's not ready to call it stage 4 yet. But if I'm being realistic, I think I'm probably there. I do know that it's never going away, more than likely. So, but yeah, anytime you want to ask me any questions about it, ask. I don't care. I'm an open book, y'all. I don't care. I'll answer just about anything unless you're just trying to be a punk. So, anyway, I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. I love you, and I really do, even though some people say that I can't, but I can, and I do. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.